Hey, how are you? In this video, we will be talk about Money Heist, Lacasa de Papel full story. Money Heist, Lacasa de Papel, The House of Paper is a Spanish heist crime drama television series created by Alex Pina. The series traces two long prepared heists led by the Professor Alvaro Mort, one of the Royal Mint of Spain and one on the Bank of Spain, told from the perspective of one of the robbers, Tokyo, Ursula Corbero. The narrative is told in a real-time-like fashion and relies on flashbacks, time jumps, hidden character motivations, and an unreliable narrator for complexity. The genre of this season is a crime drama and also a comedy drama. In the star cast of Money Heist are Ursula Corbero, Alvaro Mort, Itziar Aituno, Pedro Alonso, Paco Torres, Alba Flores, Miguel Herrera, Jamie Lorente. Theme music composer is Manuel Santisteban. Country of origin is Spain. Original language is Spanish. Number of seasons are 3. They are in 5 parts. Number of episodes 41. List of episodes. Production locations Spain, Italy, Thailand, Panama, Denmark, Portugal. Cinematography Meg Amid. Original network Antenna 3 2017. Netflix 2019 to 2021. Audio format Dolby Atmos. Original release 2 May 2017. 3 December 2021. The series was initially intended as a limited series to be told in 2 parts. It had its original run of 15 episodes on Spanish network Antenna 3 from 2 May 2017 through 23 November 2017. Netflix acquired global streaming rights in late 2017. It recut the series into 22 shorter episodes and released them worldwide, beginning with the first part on 20 December 2017, followed by the second part on 6 April 2018. In April 2018, Netflix renewed the series with a significantly increased budget for 16 new episodes. Total part 3 with 8 episodes was released on 19 July 2019. Part 4 also with 8 episodes was released on 3 April 2020. A documentary involving the producers and the cast premiered on Netflix the same day, titled Money Heist, The Phenomena, Lacasa de Papel. In July 2020, Netflix renewed the show for a 5th and final part, which was released in 2 5-episode volumes on 3 September and 3 December 2021, respectively. Similar to Money Heist, The Phenomena, a 2-part documentary involving the producers and cast premiered on Netflix the same day, titled Money Heist from Tokyo to Berlin. The series was filmed in Madrid, Spain. Significant portions were also filmed in Panama, Thailand, Italy, Florence, Denmark, and in Portugal, Lisbon. The series received several awards, including the International Emmy Award for Best Drama Series at the 46th International Emmy Awards, as well as critical acclaim for its sophisticated plot, interpersonal dramas, direction, and for trying to innovate Spanish television. The Italian anti-fascist song Bella Ciao, which plays multiple times throughout the series, became a summer hit across Europe by 2018. The series was the most watched non-English language series and one of the most watched series overall on Netflix, having particular resonance with viewers from Mediterranean Europe and the Latin American regions. Premise set in Madrid, a mysterious man known as the Professor recruits a group of 8 people who choose city names as their aliases to carry out an ambitious plan that involves entering the Royal Mint of Spain and escaping with 984 million euros. After taking 67 people hostage inside the mint, the team plans to remain inside for 11 days to print the money as they deal with elite police forces. In the events following the initial heist, the group's members are forced out of hiding and prepare for a second heist, with some additional members this time aiming to escape with gold from the Bank of Spain, as they again deal with hostages and police forces. Episodes Season 1 Parts 1 and 2 2017. Part 1 begins with the aftermath of a failed bank robbery by a woman using the alias Tokyo, as a man called the Professor saves her from being caught by the police. He proposes to include her in a heist of massive proportions. After a brief outline of the plan, the story jumps to the beginning of a multi-day assault on the Royal Mint of Spain in Madrid. The 8 robbers are code-named for cities Tokyo, Moscow, Berlin, Nairobi, Rio, Denver, Helsinki and Oslo, dressed in red jumpsuits and masks depicting artist Salvador Dali. The robbers take 67 hostages as part of their plan to print and escape with 2.4 billion euros through a self-built escape tunnel. The professor heads the heist from an external location. Flashbacks throughout the series show the 5 months of preparation at an abandoned hunting estate in the Toledo countryside. The robbers are not to share personal information nor engage in personal relationship and are warned that there will be casualties throughout parts 1 and part 2. The robbers inside the mint have difficulties sticking to their roles and face uncooperative hostages, violence, isolation and mutiny. Tokyo narrates events through voiceovers while Denver pursues a love affair with hostage Monica Gastambide. Inspector Raquel Morillo of the National Police Corps negotiates with the professor on the outside and begins an intimate relationship with his alter ego Salva. The professor's identity is repeatedly close to being uncovered and Raquel eventually realizes Salva is the professor, but she is emotionally unable to hand him over to the police. At the end of part 2, after 128 hours, the robbers escape from the mint with 984 million euros, but Oslo, Moscow and Berlin are killed 1 year after the heist. Raquel finds a series of postcards left by the professor, who wrote the coordinates for a location in Palawan in the Philippines where she reunites with him. Season 2 Parts 3 and 4 2019 to 2020. Part 3 begins 2 to 3 years after the heist on the Royal Mint of Spain, showing the robbers enjoying their lives paired up in diverse locations. However, when Europol captures Rio with an intercepted phone, the professor picks up Berlin's old plans to assault the Bank of Spain to force Europol to hand over Rio to prevent his torture. He and Raquel, going by Lisbon, get the gang including Monica going by Stockholm back together and enlist 3 new members, Palermo, Bogota and Marseille, with Palermo in charge. Flashbacks to the professor and Berlin outline the planned new heist and their different approaches to love. The disguised robbers sneak into the heavily guarded bank, take hostages and eventually gain access to the gold and state secrets. At the same time, the professor and Lisbon travel in an RV and then an ambulance while communicating with the robbers and the police. The robbers thwart a police breach of the bank, forcing the police led by Colonel Luis Tamayo and pregnant Inspector Alicia Sierra to release Rio to the robbers. Nairobi is injured by a police sniper's shot to the chest, with another police assault to the bank coming and believing Lisbon has been executed by the police. The professor radios Palermo and declares DEFCON 2. The robbers respond by firing a rocket at the armored police vehicle that is advancing on the bank, turning the robbers from folk heroes to killers in the eyes of the public. Part 3 concludes by showing Lisbon alive and in custody and Tokyo narrating that the professor had fallen for a trap. She concludes that because of the professor's miscalculation, the war had begun. Part 4 begins with the robbers rushing to save Nairobi's life, while Tokyo stages a coup d'etat and takes over command from Palermo. The professor and Marcel deduce that Lisbon must still be alive and being interrogated by Sierra in the police command post tent outside the bank. They persuade Tamayo's assistant Antonensis to help them so the professor can establish a 48-hour truce with the police. As the group managed to save Nairobi's life, they restrained Palermo attempts to reassert command by colluding with Gandia, the restrained chief of security for the Bank of Spain. Gandia escapes, begins communications with the police from within a panic room inside the bank, and participates in a violent cat and mouse game with the gang. Palermo reverses course, regains the trust of the group, and rejoins them. Gandia shoots Nairobi in the head, killing her instantly, but the gang later recapture him. As the police prepare another assault on the bank, the professor exposes to the public the unlawful torture of Rio and Lisbon's detention and interrogation. Sierra is fired and begins pursuing the professor on her own. The professor enlists external help to free Lisbon after she is transferred from the command post tent to the Supreme Court building. Part 4 concludes with Lisbon rejoining the gang inside the bank and with Sierra finding the professor's hideout, then holding him at gunpoint. Season 3, Part 5, Volumes 1 and 2, 2021. Part 5, Volume 1 begins with Sierra finding the professor and knocking him out, then tying him up and interrogating him. After Lisbon enters the bank, the gang prepares for an attack by troops of the Spanish army. The gang captures Gandia, then frees him rather than killing him. Gandia wants to exact revenge on the gang, so Tamayo has him join the assault by the soldiers. After finding out the professor has been caught but that Sierra has not notified the police, Lisbon tells the gang they will not give up. Benjamin and Marcel find the professor and Sierra knocks them out and ties them up. When Sierra struggles to deliver her baby, she frees the professor, Marcel and Benjamin so they can help. Sierra gives birth to a daughter whom she names Victoria. Arturo Roman, a hostage in both the Royal Mint and the Bank of Spain, had an affair with Stockholm before the first heist, and Arturo's reminders anger Denver. When Arturo, the governor of the bank, and other hostages start a rebellion, Stockholm shoots Arturo, who is released so he can receive medical care. In a flashback, Berlin convinces his son Rafael to help him steal 12 kilograms of gold with Tatiana, Bogota and Marcel. In the present, the gang starts fighting the soldiers with Helsinki, sustaining a severe injury. Stockholm feels guilt over shooting Arturo, who is her son's birth father, and takes morphine while nursing Helsinki, which leaves her unable to aid in the gang's defense against the attacking soldiers. Part 5, Volume 1 concludes with Tokyo sacrificing herself to defeat Gandia and the soldiers. In Part 5, Volume 2, Sierra runs away and the professor and Marcel chase after her. Initially enemies, the professor and Sierra soon become allies as they face their common enemy, the police. When they go back to the stormwater tank, they see the gold has already been delivered to them by the gang. However, the police find the stormwater tank and arrests the professor, Sierra, Benjamin and Marcel. They escape but find the gold missing. It is revealed that the gold is stolen by Rafael and Tatiana because she broke up with Berlin in the past to be with Rafael. In the present, Tatiana and Rafael bury the gold. Palermo and the professor discover that it is their doing, but at this time the army captured the gang. The professor gives Sierra a note for Rafael and convinces her to find the gold as that is their only hope while he drives to the bank. When he enters the bank, Tamayo taunts him and interrogates each gang member separately. Denver goes first but does not reveal anything and is escorted to the police tent. The gang reveals to the public the gold has already been removed from the bank, leading to public panic and an economical meltdown, putting Spain in danger of bankruptcy. Sierra is able to locate the stolen gold outside the bank. The gold has arrived in trucks, but the professor says it is gold-coated brass. The gang members are killed on Tamayo's orders. Shocking Denver in the tent, they are taken out of the bank in body bags, and it is revealed they are alive as the professor convinced Tamayo to stop the chase. The return of the gold has stabilized the country's economy. 24 hours after the heist, the gang reunite at an airbase. Everyone receives new passports as Rafael and Tatiana return the gold to the gang with the promise that they will receive a share. The gang leaves the airbase having successfully robbed the Bank of Spain.